Describe a difficult situation and how you handled it with examples. I'm going to be answering this situational interview question in this video, so that includes example answers, how to answer if you don't have experience, and how to answer situational interview questions in general. I'm Amri Celeste, an interview coach with over 11 years hiring experience, and I cover tough interview questions and answers on this channel. If you haven't, do like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a video. So why is this question situational? Because this question is asking about a specific situation where something happened. Situational interview questions are very common, and they often start with describe a time when, tell me about a time when, how have you, give me an example of a time when, and similar. So if you want the top 15 situational interview questions and answers and how to answer them, then I'll link that video in the description below. How to answer. An example answer to this is, in my previous role as a customer service executive, there was a particularly challenging situation where we had a major product failure that affected a large number of customers. We were inundated with complaints and refund requests, which put significant strain on our team. My responsibility was to manage the surge in customer complaints, effectively communicate with the customers, resolve their issues, and restore their faith in our company, all while trying to keep the refund requests to a minimum. I first took the initiative to draft an empathetic but detailed response to explain the situation and the steps we were taking to resolve the problem. This response was used across our team to ensure the customers received a consistent message. I also coordinated closely with our technical team to stay updated on the progress of the fixes so I could keep our customers updated. I also suggested implementing a temporary goodwill gesture, such as a discount on their next purchase or a free add-on, to show our commitment to customer satisfaction. Although it was challenging, I felt that my proactive approach helped to manage the situation effectively. The customers appreciated our regular communication and upfront approach, and many were very understanding. The goodwill gesture helped in retaining a significant percentage of customers, and this situation improved our team's crisis management skills and emphasized the importance of transparency and empathy in a difficult situation. How to structure your answer. So for this answer, I used the STAR method for structure. This is also known as the STAR technique. I explain the STAR technique in detail in this video, but it stands for situation, task, action, result. And this is how it appears in this answer. The situation here is that there was a product failure and lots of complaints. The task is to manage the complaints and keep the customers happy while the issues are being resolved. The actions are multiple. First here, the detailed communication to the customers, plus coordinating with the technical team. Also, the suggestion of a goodwill gesture. The result was that the customers were mostly understanding and you were able to retain a percentage of customers. The reason I highly recommend the STAR method for answering this question is because it automatically puts your answer into a story format, which keeps the interviewer engaged. We're wired to respond well to stories, and it also ensures that your answer is comprehensive and covers all the points that the interviewer will be looking for. Now, here are the 3 strongest parts of that answer to take note of for your own interview. Don't copy it, but here are the key elements that you will want to include. So first is here in the task section, you've broken down the various points that you needed to address. Here, my responsibility was to manage the complaints, communicate with customers, keep refund requests down to restore faith in the company. In your answer, the reason it's important to do this, and a lot of candidates miss it, is because it builds up this mountain of issues that you needed to solve. So when you address what you've done, it comes across as a bigger accomplishment, and you're not misleading, because whenever you're genuinely dealing with a difficult situation, there are normally multiple steps involved, but sometimes when you're remembering the situation, you just remember that you solved a problem or you solved the issue instead of listing one by one the different things that you did. So remember to include that in your interview. The second strongest area in this answer is here in the second half of the action section. You not only talk about how you handled the customers by drafting a response here, you also talk about looping in other teams within the company, which shows excellent awareness, teamwork, and communication. and also making a suggestion of goodwill, which demonstrates your initiative. In your interview, I highly recommend including communication with internal teams, anything that shows you solidifying that relationship with other internal teams to deal with or solve the difficult situation. Also, adding on any suggestions you came up with just boosts your answer. So for example, perhaps you could have suggested something to help with a high workload. Maybe you made a suggestion on how a process could be changed, or perhaps new software or tools could be implemented. Just a suggestion, but these are the types of things to think about before your interview. Now, if this is helpful so far, do click like. It's a huge help to the channel and helps this video show up for more people. If you've had results, then you can also buy me a coffee if you like. There is a link showing you how to do that in the description section below this video. If you have an interview coming up and you have a really urgent question, you can join the channel as a member by clicking on the join button below this video for a priority response. How to answer if you don't have experience. Even if you don't have professional work experience, you can use the STAR method to answer this question using experiences from things like school, internships, or volunteer work, even if you have a hobby or you're part of a club where you manage events. So here's an example based on a university project using the STAR method. Situation. During my final year at university, I was part of a group project that involved designing a marketing strategy for a local business. We were a team of 6, and one of our team members was just not contributing as much as others, which was causing the rest of us to pick up the slack and causing tension within the group. Task. I think that working in a team requires input from everyone and harmony as a group. I decided to step up and address the situation to ensure that our project would not suffer and the team could continue working together effectively. Action. I initiated a private conversation with the team member who was not contributing as much. I approached the situation carefully, expressing our team's concerns. In a non-confrontational manner, I made sure to communicate that we valued their insights and needed their full participation to make sure that the project was successful. Furthermore, I asked them were there any personal or academic issues that were preventing them from contributing, offering help if necessary. At the same time, I organized a team meeting where we all could reevaluate our tasks and deadlines, ensuring everyone was comfortable with their responsibilities. This also allowed us to establish clearer expectations and accountability for the project. Result. The team member appreciated the honest and respectful conversation. They acknowledged that they were falling behind due to some personal issues and promised to contribute more effectively. The team meeting also helped in setting clear expectations and improved our overall communication. We completed the project on time and received positive feedback from our professor, who praised both the quality of our work and the team dynamics. Now here's a trick to make sure that your answer is really impactful. Link your answer to the job. So for example, that first example answer relates to a customer services role. In order to be fully prepared for this question in your interview, you would look at the job description beforehand and match your key skills to critical areas on the job description, because they're most likely to ask you questions around those areas, and then prepare at least one example of you demonstrating that skill. And I'll show you what I mean by this. So here's an example of a job description I created for a customer services advisor. Here under key responsibilities, you can see handling and resolving customer complaints. And under skills and experience, here you've got complaints handling skills. That example I included in that first answer was a detailed situation covering individual involvement in resolving a complaint, which if you were interviewing for that type of role would be highly relevant and be a highly effective answer from the interviewer's perspective. If you found this video helpful and you haven't already, do click like, and I will see you in the next video.